Hey, it's Rick here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Draco Elegance. This is for your iPhone 5. It's an aluminum bumper. Before we get to it, I want to say thank you to CaseMotions.com for supplying this for review. I will link in the description of this video to Case Motion's website, and check them out because they've got a whole bunch of different products for both your mobile and your tablet devices at pretty reasonable prices, and they're an authorized dealer of some of the bigger names out there. So onto this case. It is called the Draco Elegance for the iPhone 5. Comes in the packing that you see right here. Now, I will tell you, this is an aluminum bumper, and unfortunately it does affect reception of the iPhone 5. In my case, between 1 to 1.5 bars, depending on location. So unfortunately, that is an issue with this one. The other thing about this, it's not the cheapest of aluminum bumpers out there. It's going to run you about $99, and there is some craftsmanship behind this. It definitely is nice, and you can see what this looks like. I'm going to put it on the device in just a moment. There's rubber kind of inserts in the corner here to help protect your iPhone 5, and then we're going to unscrew it in the 4 different areas here to install the iPhone 5. Alongside of this, you're going to get a couple of extra screws as well as a switch for your silent or your mute, and then a wrench to install it. So let me step away for a moment. I'm going to take this off. I'll show you how it goes in. I'll cut away again and come back and show you the finished product. Okay, so the bumper is taken apart. All 4 screws are out, and this is what it looks like. But let me show you this because this could be confusing to some. Alongside of getting the tool to disassemble and put it back together, you get this. This is your silent switch, and for some, you might look at it and go, I'm not sure how to put that in the bumper, because you might think it goes in the groove just like you would think, because there's a groove there and you might slide it in this way. Well, that's the wrong way to do it. It's really small, by the way, so it's kind of a pain to work with. You're going to take this kind of end that protrudes out and just peek it through there, and it just kind of sits there like you see me doing. So you kind of have to push it in there, just let it sit there, and then come back, grab your iPhone 5, put it in its silent position. That's the position it's going to need to be in. And then angle it kind of down, and then we're going to come back and gently push this into place. Now, you do want to be careful because even with those rubber standoffs in there, it still can be a bit of a pain to deal with. So that switch with it in place, it's going to work just like that. And you'll see when I put this all back together how it all fares. So I'm just going to push this down and into place. I'm going to come back and screw the 4 screws into place, and then I'll come back and show it to you all finished up. So here it is, finished product, and I'll honestly say this is one of the more cumbersome aluminum bumpers that I've had to deal with getting the case on. With the 4 screws, okay, we'll deal with that, but this little guy with the switch tends to be a bit of a pain in the rear, if you know what I mean. But this is what it's going to look like up close. We have, at least in this instance, a kind of a shiny aluminum or metal front as your bezel. There's a little bit of a lay on the table design there. It definitely concaves in on one side, and it's pretty comfortable to hold. It's not excessively heavy either. It's pretty lightweight. You can see what this is going to look like down below, and I will also call this out. It's pretty deep if you can catch it at this angle right there. So basically what that means is that you're not going to go docking this with anything. You will be able to use your standard lightning charger just fine. And as far as headphones go, you're probably going to run into some issues with those. I know my oversized connectors have an issue because of the depth, and also because there's not a whole lot of extra room around that headphone connector. So that's going to be a potential problem for some of you. This is what it's going to look like along the side, up along the top. Curiously enough, they've got this cutout here. I'm not quite sure why, to be honest with you. It's kind of weird that that's there. That is your sleep awake power button. It is very responsive. There's not a problem pressing that at all. And then along this side, you can see there is some created by Draco design branding. You've got your integrated volume buttons, and then there's that troublesome mute switch. And let me go ahead and unlock my device here for a minute because I want to show you just a couple of things. With the volume buttons, they are very responsive. No problem there. I kind of have this weird feeling with this particular switch that, yeah, it works, but it's got a little bit of resistance to it. So I'm not overly fond of the way that that feels. Along the backside, this is what it's going to look like. You've got some Draco branding there as well. And it's kind of a nice royalish blue color to it. And that's what it looks like. Now, I told you before, reception on this one, depending upon where you're located and how strong of a reception you've got, in my instance, I noticed that in areas where I would normally get a strong signal, in some cases, it was dipping down between 1 to 1.5, and you just saw it drop a bar there as we were kind of shooting this video here, where normally that sometimes remains strong for me. So, and that's consistent. I kind of went around town, tried this out, and I actually saw it drop depending on where I was between 1 and 1.5 bars. So it's going to vary depending on your location. It's the Draco Elegance. You know, it's a hard one to call on this. I'm almost inclined to say you'd be better served looking for possibly a different brand of the Draco line. I've heard good things about the Draco V. The Elegance is nice in that it looks sleek. It's pretty sleek. It's pretty lightweight. It feels good in the hand, but I really don't like that integrated mute switch, and then the reception kills it for me as well. So I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5 stars. If you guys have questions, comments, or feedback, as always, you can leave them down below. But if you really want a quick response, hit me up on Twitter at Metagamers, and I'll catch you next time. Take care, everybody, and have fun.